Paramount's recent decision to end production of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert has stirred discussion both inside and outside the entertainment industry. While the announcement may have come as a surprise to many viewers, company executives have framed it as a decision based on the economic realities of late-night television in a rapidly changing media environment. As the television landscape continues to evolve, what is happening with The Late Show offers a deeper look into the challenges traditional networks face when competing with new platforms, shifting audience behaviors, and changing advertising markets. During a recent press conference, Jeff Shell, Paramount's new president, shared his perspective on why late-night television faces structural challenges. He emphasized that the issue is not about the quality of the show or the popularity of its host, but about broader shifts in where audiences spend their time. He explained that viewing habits have changed significantly, with a majority of the audience for late-night content now consuming it online rather than through live television broadcasts. Shell pointed out that approximately 80% of the audience for such shows is now watching clips or full segments on platforms like YouTube. This shift in audience behavior has direct financial consequences because traditional television generates more advertising revenue per viewer than online platforms. Shell's remarks suggest that even a highly successful program, with ratings comparable to those of legendary hosts in the same time slot, can struggle to remain financially viable when a majority of its audience is watching through a medium that pays less per view. According to Shell, advertising revenue from online viewing is significantly lower than from traditional television ads, making it increasingly difficult to support the high production costs associated with late-night talk shows. The Late Show, under Stephen Colbert, has been one of the most watched late-night programs in recent years. It has consistently drawn millions of viewers, blending celebrity interviews, comedy sketches, and topical commentary. Yet industry reports have suggested that the program costs more than $100 million annually to produce. This includes everything from set design and crew salaries to production logistics and Colbert's own salary, which is reported to be in the range of $15 to $20 million per season. Even with strong ratings, such high costs can be challenging to justify when advertising revenue is not keeping pace with production expenses. Other Paramount executives have echoed Shell's assessment. George Cheeks, chair of TV media at CBS, described the current advertising market for late-night television as being in a state of long-term decline. He explained that it is not an isolated issue affecting only The Late Show, but part of a broader industry trend. Networks across the board are seeing lower ad sales for late-night programming, and this is happening at the same time that audience habits are shifting towards shorter, more easily shareable online content. Before we continue breaking down the numbers and exploring what this means for the future of late-night TV, a quick reminder. If you find value in stories like this and want to stay informed about the biggest shifts in media and entertainment, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. That way, you won't miss our next deep dive into the trends shaping the industry. The decision to end the show was announced with a long lead time, meaning viewers will still have nearly 2 years of episodes before the final broadcast in May 2026. This extended timeline gives the network, the production team, and Colbert himself the opportunity to shape a thoughtful conclusion to the show's run. It also allows audiences to enjoy the program while knowing in advance that it will be concluding, which is a rare circumstance in the fast-paced world of television. From a viewer's perspective, this kind of announcement creates a sense of anticipation and reflection. People who may not have watched regularly might tune in more often, knowing that the end is approaching. Longtime fans may revisit their favorite moments from the show's past, while others may take the opportunity to see the program in a new light, understanding it as part of a larger chapter in the history of late-night television. It is important to note that both Shell and Cheeks have stressed that the decision was based on economic factors rather than any single episode, commentary, or public statement by the host. Their framing places the decision squarely in the context of financial sustainability and audience trends. In their view, the economics of late night are now shaped less by ratings alone and more by the revenue gap between traditional broadcast and digital distribution. This development invites a broader conversation about the future of late-night talk shows. For decades, these programs have been a staple of American television culture. They have launched careers, provided a nightly source of entertainment for millions, and reflected the social and political conversations of the day. The shift from television to digital platforms raises questions about how these shows will adapt, whether they will remain on broadcast schedules, move fully online, or evolve into new formats entirely. Industry analysts point out that the decline in late-night advertising revenue has been gradual but persistent. While some networks have experimented with changing formats, such as shorter programs or streaming exclusive versions, the challenge remains that high production values require significant budgets, and those budgets are increasingly difficult to support in the current market. At the same time, competition for viewer attention has intensified. Streaming services, social media platforms, and independent online creators all offer alternatives that can be accessed at any time, often for free. The Late Show's conclusion may also reflect a shift in how networks think about their brand identity. Paramount, like many other media companies, is navigating a transition where streaming services play a central role. Allocating resources to content that can perform well on demand across both traditional and digital platforms may be part of a longer-term strategic plan. By investing in programming that can thrive in multiple formats, networks aim to reach audiences wherever they are rather than relying solely on a specific time slot. Stephen Colbert's tenure on The Late Show has been marked by a distinctive comedic voice and a wide-ranging guest list, from Hollywood actors to public figures across various fields. The show has built a loyal audience over the years, and while it is ending on broadcast television, Colbert's influence and style are likely to remain a part of the media landscape in some form. Whether through online content, special projects, or other ventures, the host's work is expected to continue to resonate with fans. As the countdown to the final episode begins, the conversation about The Late Show's legacy will likely run alongside discussions about the sustainability of traditional television formats. Just as previous eras of television saw shifts in style, content, and delivery, the current moment represents another turning point. It raises questions for creators, executives, and audiences alike. What kind of late-night programming will the next decade bring? Will networks find ways to make high-budget shows financially viable in the age of digital media? Or will we see a reimagining of the genre altogether? By the time May 2026 arrives, audiences will have had the opportunity to witness not only the end of a particular show, but also a moment in television history that reflects larger industry changes. The decision to conclude The Late Show underlines how even well-performing programs are subject to the realities of changing audience habits, technological shifts, and financial constraints. These forces are shaping the entertainment industry as a whole, making adaptability more essential than ever. The story of The Late Show's final years is, in many ways, the story of television's current transformation. It is about the balance between tradition and innovation, the tension between creative ambition and financial realities, and the ways in which media companies must navigate a landscape where viewers have more choices than ever before. For those who have followed the show for years, this period offers a chance to appreciate what it has achieved, while also looking ahead to what comes next for late-night entertainment. And as this chapter closes, the broader narrative of how audiences engage with content continues to unfold. Viewers now have unprecedented access to entertainment on their own terms, and that freedom is reshaping the industry from the ground up, whether through new programs, evolving formats, or entirely different approaches to comedy and commentary. The conversation sparked by The Late Show's conclusion is likely to influence the way late-night television is imagined for years to come.